Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. Today, we're going to take a look at a cool new reissue of an album from 1988 by a band that I think most people hoped would do more. But after two albums with this band, the two main guys decided to go off and do solo stuff and then eventually join other much, much bigger bands, right? So we're talking about the 1988 reissue, or the 2025 reissue of the 1988 classic from Marty Friedman and Jason Becker, otherwise known as Cacophony. It's their second and final album together called Go Off. Go Off with an exclamation, right? So this comes out on Listenable Records, originally released on Shrapnel Records, right? So let's take a look at this here. There are the guys in the band, looking all kind of glammy and hair metal-y, right? But this album is, if you know it, nothing but, right? Nothing like that at all. We got a cool little booklet, which has lots of cool history to read and dive into about the band and the album, and then some cool pictures. So if you thought that Marty Friedman's love affair with Japan started like in more recent years, he was going out there long ago, back with the Cacophony band. And as we know, he would go on to join Megadeth shortly after this. And Mr. Becker would go on to join David Lee Roth's band. And sadly enough, just, I think like 2 years after this or so, 2 or 3 years after this album, he would develop the symptoms of ALS and lose all abilities to play, walk, speak, write, all that sort of thing. And he's been living with this for a long, long time. I think way longer than most people live with this disease. So as always, our best wishes out to Jason Becker. And of course, Marty Friedman went and had a nice little career for himself in Megadeth and has done all sorts of solo work afterwards, right? But that's getting way past what we want to talk about here today. So on this particular album, this is the Cacophony lineup of Marty Friedman and Jason Becker, both on guitars. They also produced the album, or co-produced the album, along with Steve Fontano. We've got Jimmy O'Shea on bass. Dean Castronovo plays all the drums on the album. Okay. But however, going, I guess, for live stuff, they've got a guy named Kenny Stavropoulos, something like that, on drums. He's listed here, shown here, but he does not play drums on the album. The great Dean Castronovo plays drums on the album, and I would say quite nicely, I might add. And then on vocals, Peter Marino, which, for me is maybe the one part of these Cacophony albums that he's got an okay voice, nothing spectacular. I think that this band would have been even better, because musically it's top-notch stuff, but I think they would have been even better with a better singer. But he's not awful by any means, but he's certainly not like what you'd expect, seeing as the brilliance of the music is here. So 40 minutes long. This is, again, it's on Shrapnel Records, but these albums, while they do have lots of great instrumental stuff, I mean, this is more of like a band vocal type thing. It's kind of like speed metal, progressive metal, power metal. Very power metal-y, actually, but some great tracks. And most of the songs are pretty much steeped in great complex riffery and lots of blazing solos from both dudes. But they're pretty memorable songs. X-Ray Eyes kicks it off. I really like that track a lot. I love ESP. That's written by Marty solo. That's a really, really great track. You got Stranger and the title track Go Off. The last two are a little bit shorter, but then over on side 2, you got some pretty challenging stuff there. Black Cat is great. It's the longest track on the album. It's just under 8 minutes long. You got Sword of the Warrior. Really good track. That's probably my favorite vocal performance from Marino on this entire album, and it's just got such a catchy, fist-pumping, pedal to the metal, like power metal chorus. It's funny because, this is 88, right? So I think that a lot of, especially European bands going forward, you have to imagine that some of this Cacophony stuff from Becker and Friedman was pretty influential on what we came to know as regular power metal. I know you have to go back to Yngwie as well, right? Those first few Yngwie Malmsteen Rising Force albums, certainly part of this whole equation. But I think more this album, which is just straight up kind of power metal with those crazy prog metal guitars and whatnot, Pretty important. Floating World's another cool one, and then Image is the last track on here, which is also one of the shorter ones. But, most of the album is only a couple tracks were co-written by both guys. That would be X-Ray Eyes and Go Off and Black Cat. But most of the other tracks, like ESP, is a Marty song. Stranger was Steve Fontano and Becker writing that. Friedman and Fontano would write Sword the Warrior. And then, like I said, Floating World is all Friedman and Images is all Becker as far as the songwriting goes. But blazing playing. And what's really cool is both of these guys, even though they kind of come from similar influences, I think they both had signature styles. Both very fluid and melodic. I think maybe Marty was the little bit more wilder of the two. I think that Jason had... I hate to say he had more of the neoclassical chops because they both had quite a bit going there. But they both really, really melodic and fluid players. And, some of the soloing on this record is just off the charts good. But what's really cool is, they're just, even though there's plenty of great guitar playing on here, this is a song-based album. This is not here, let's just show the world our chops type album. So really, really good stuff. I like it quite a bit. And it's I always paid attention back in the day more to the debut album because I think that was a little bit more mind-blowing at the time, but this was more of a band record. Totally 80s album cover, right? I mean, everything about this just screams 1987, 88, and so on. But definitely really, really good stuff. And like I said, it's good to have this back in print with the listenable reissue. I hope they do the first album because the first album, it's almost impossible to find CD copies of that nowadays or, any kind of physical. So unless you bought them back in the day, good luck finding them now. So hopefully if Listenable is listening or any other labels, we need a CD reissue of the first album, right? Speed Metal Symphony. Get it back in print because you got to have both. It makes no sense to do one and not the other. And I don't know if there's some kind of rights issue tying up the first one, but it'd be really good to have both of them. So anyway, that's my review. 4 out of 5 star for this. Go Off from Marty Friedman, Jason Becker, otherwise known as Cacophony. If you've heard this, obviously many of you have, let us know what you think down in the comments below. And if you have been looking for this for quite a while, you can now go get it. Like I said, it's available from Listenable Records, a very good heavy metal label. So go check it out, and we'll see you next time. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we get the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options all down below. Thank you all in advance for those who do support the channel in that fashion. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.